Here at the Office of Deaf and Disabilities Ministries, we seek to serve persons who are deaf, persons who are blind, persons with a variety of disabilities, and we also serve those living with mental illness and mental health challenges. I work across the Archdiocese of Washington to empower our parishes to welcome and embrace those living with disabilities and those living with mental illness. Our role here is to give them resources and tools so that they can shape that ministry to the lived reality of their parish and the communities that they're serving. We developed mental illness pew cards that could just be placed in the pews, and it describes how we are one body of Christ and how welcoming and valuing all members is important, including those living with mental health challenges and mental illness. We've had an outreach for over 15 years, which is a rosary and mass for persons living with mental illness and their families. This outreach has really been mutually transforming. The leader of our rosary and mass lives with serious and chronic mental illness. For her, the practice of saying the rosary has been so transformative and healing. She's a voice crying out in the desert. And she's saying, I'm part of the church. My faith is a source of strength and hope. And she's really taught me. That's why I'm so glad we're on these journeys together. We need to reduce the stigma of mental illness in our parishes to show that those living with mental illness are here to bring gifts to our parishes, and to be ministers, not just ministered to. I think if you're looking to minister to people living with disabilities or persons who are living with mental illness, your first step is to listen. Some people living with mental illness have found a place of hurt sometimes in a church. And so we first have to listen to that story and honor that. And then your thoughts on how to minister will come from listening to those stories. And I definitely think Pope Francis continues to call us to that ministry of accompaniment and listening first. The body of Christ has a mosaic of members, and we seek with our ministry to show our parishes that all members are needed to complete that body of Christ. When we're missing members, we're not a whole church.
For the past 15 years, I have been working in the field of mental health, along with working in the parish, helping out with the parish ministries. I have actually personal and professional reasons for moving into this field of mental health. When I started ministering to the people of the parish, people would come up to me with issues with their spiritual life. When we started talking about the issues in depth, I realized that the underlying issues are mental health issues. Mental health issue can affect all the spheres of their life, affect the family, financial, professional, and societal dimension of the human person. The more we realize the need to actually pay attention to all the dimensions of the human person, I believe each and every clergy will be willing to talk about it, to make it a main discourse. I usually encourage my people to talk about it. I actually sprinkle stories about mental illness and its interference in daily life, especially in spirituality, spiritual growth, prayer life, and family interactions, and so on. People who are listening get a feel of the need for mental health treatment. So that way we can actually remove the stigma about talking about mental illness. I pray during the Mass, offer this up, lift up everyone during the celebration of the Mass, and I give it to Jesus. He wants to heal people, and He came to give us abundant life. If mental health issues are left alone without addressing it, nobody can enjoy abundant life.